is another challenge, with permits costing employees $800 annually for already crowded lots. The university system says the move will improve accountability and customer service after receiving complaints from students and parents.
The professor should be in the office if that's how the students are going to find them. And they can teach the class online if they want. I really think that in 10 years, the business world is going to be online. You won't have executives flying all around the world. It's all going to be FaceTime on the internet, so you might as well train them for that.
Universities plan to phase in the changes over the coming months, with full implementation by August. Workers who refuse to comply could lose their job as the university system takes a hard line on what it calls a return to normal operations. Frank?
All right, Hunter, thanks very much. We were unable to reach the Board of Regents today for comment. A Macon credit union shut down after an armed robbery this morning. Police say a woman entered the bank with a young child. Tonight, investigators are still searching for them. The sheriff's office says it happened just after 9 at Robbins Financial Credit Union on Log Cabin Drive. Investigators say a woman dressed in all black, wearing a hoodie and face mask, walked in with a small child who was wearing a Spider-Man outfit. She passed a note to the teller demanding money, saying she was armed. After getting cash, police say the woman and child left the scene in a white Nissan Maxima. Police did not say how much the woman got away with. No one was hurt. The bank posted signs saying it was closed due to an emergency. Folks could still use the ATM. According to the FBI, there were over 1,200 bank robberies nationwide in 2023, a sharp decline from previous years. We're not sure when the bank will reopen. Folks we talked with, though, say they were obviously shocked and startled about what happened.
The police turned me around at the door, told me I couldn't come in. So I know it was a robbery. So I just went to the teller and just left.
Anybody with information is asked to call the Bibb County Sheriff's Office at 478-751-7500. If you received a text from a phone number or an email you didn't recognize posing as the DMV asking for money, delete it, ignore it. The Georgia Department of Driver Services wants to warn you about a viral scam text that's going around. Naomi Washington is in studio with some tips on how to avoid getting scammed.
Frank, I actually got this text on my phone this morning. In it, the scammers claim to be the Georgia State Department of Motor Vehicles, which is an agency that doesn't even exist in Georgia. The text is urgently asking for payment on an outstanding traffic ticket. It threatens to suspend your vehicle license or registration if you don't pay it. And it includes a link that looks like a real Georgia Department of Driver Services link. I spoke to Susan Sports, the public information officer at DDS, who says they would never send drivers a notice like this.
Driver Services isn't going to contact you and ask for money or any confidential information. You know, if you contact us and ask for help with something, you know, we'll contact you back with information that you provide to us, but we're not going to randomly contact you, and we're absolutely not going to contact you randomly and ask for money.
Sports says another sign that texts are a scam is when you see a lot of typos. Again, if you got that text, just delete it and do not follow the URL where they ask for payment.
All right, Naomi, thanks very much for that information. Concerned Georgia drivers should only check their driver's license status on the official website of the Georgia Department of Driver Services. President Trump lays out a new timeline for peace talks with Russia while signaling progress in Gaza. We'll share those claims and also let you know what could happen soon.
All right, 65 to 84. That was the low, up to the high this afternoon. So far, hey, no rain out there. Maybe something could pop up later. But tomorrow and Friday could be a little bit busy. It's been a great weekend. That's on the way.
The itch and rash of moderate to severe eczema disrupts my skin. Despite treatment, it's still not under control. But now I have Rinvoq, a once daily pill that reduces the itch and helps clear the rash of eczema fast. Some felt significant itch relief as early as 2 days. and some achieved dramatic skin clearance as early as 2 weeks. Many saw clear or almost clear skin. Plus, many had clearer skin and less itch, even at 4 years.
Rinvoq can lower ability to fight infections. Before treatment, test for TB and do blood work. Serious infections, blood clots, some fatal. Cancers including lymphoma and skin, serious allergic reactions, GI tears, death, heart attack, and stroke occurred. CV event risk increases in age 50 plus with a heart disease risk factor. Tell your doctor if you've had these events: infection, Hep B or C, smoked, are pregnant or planning. Don't take if allergic or have an infection.
Disrupt the itch and rash of eczema. Talk to your dermatologist about Rinvoq.
Learn how AbbVie can help you save.
Montlick is who I call if anything ever happens where I need a personal injury lawyer. I know I will receive the best possible advice and care. And it's not because my name is Monica Kaufman Pearson, it's because Montlick goes all in to make sure everyone receives what they deserve. That's why I'm here. Nothing like Montlick.
You live for the open road, and we've made it easy to get there. During the Employee Pricing Plus event, get employee pricing on new vehicles at 5-Star Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram in Macon, Warner Robins, and Milledgeville. This month, get $13,000 off a new 2025 Ram 1500 or a new 2025 Jeep Grand Cherokee, just $34,571, including our exclusive lifetime powertrain warranty. Plus, we'll buy your vehicle with our seamless process and competitive trade values. Visit any of our locations today at drive5star.com.
It's berry season. The juiciest, sweetest, most beautiful berries. Hand-picked by growers we trust. Delivered daily. Handled with love and care every step of the way. Freshness is what's in season. Only at Publix.
Lease a 2025 Pilot EXL for only $489 per month now at Walsh Honda.
Welcome back. President Trump talking with reporters this afternoon, expressing confidence the U.S. is on the verge of striking deals to end 2 wars in Europe and the Middle East and stopping Iran from creating a nuclear weapon. Erica Brown with more on today's developments from the White House.
President Trump delivered a timeline to determine whether Russia is serious about a peace deal with Ukraine.
Do you still believe that Putin actually wants to end the war?
I can't tell you that, but I'll let you know in about 2 weeks. Within 2 weeks, we're going to find out very soon.
Trump also said he was disappointed with the drone and rocket attacks Russia launched on Ukrainian cities this week. He says a peace deal is urgently needed to save lives.
There are only 2 outcomes. You know what the 2 outcomes is. A smart outcome and there's a violent outcome, and I don't think anybody wants to see the second.
Russia's foreign minister said they have a peace memorandum to present to Ukraine at the next round of talks they've proposed in Turkey next week. The president was also optimistic about a ceasefire deal in Gaza. U.S. Special Envoy Steve Witkoff said a new proposal could be delivered as early as today.
I have some very good feelings about getting to a long-term resolution, temporary ceasefire, and a long-term resolution, a peaceful resolution.
Speaking about ongoing U.S. talks with Iran, the president acknowledged he warned Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu during a phone call last week not to attack Iran.
Well, I'd like to be honest. Yes, I did.
Trump said any deal with Iran to end its nuclear program would be very strong.
Well, we can go in with inspectors, we can take whatever we want, we can blow up whatever we want, but nobody getting killed.
If a deal can be reached, Iran's nuclear chief says they might allow U.S. inspectors at their nuclear facilities. Erica Brown, CBS News, the White House.
At the same time, Iran's foreign minister insisted any deal must include Iran's ability to enrich uranium. Search crews are combing the rugged Ozark Mountains in Arkansas, hunting for an escaped prisoner. Grant Harden is described as extremely dangerous. He was serving an 80-year sentence for murder and rape when he escaped from a medium-security prison over the weekend, disguised as a corrections officer. Court documents say a prison worker opened a secure gate for him. Cheryl Tillman is the mayor of Gateway, Arkansas, where Hardin was once the police chief. She's also the sister of a man he killed in 2017.
My heart just sank. I thought, oh my gosh, what are we going to do now? Anxiety's really high. I get really nervous and scared, and I don't like guns, but we have one loaded now.
Law enforcement has told residents to lock their homes and cars. They're warning people not to approach Hardin if they see him, but instead to call 911.
13 WMAZ weather, sponsored by Bucky Holland Heating and Air.
Well, a nice day going on out there. As you know, we've had off and on rounds of showers and storms. They can come at any time, day or night. That's the pattern we've been in. And we have 2 more days of active radar. Let's call it that. Some showers and storms. And then we'll time it out just right for a great looking weekend. Small rain chance tonight. We put that there just to cover the bases in case something were to pop up. There's a look at the numbers, the ones that we're able to see right now, 85, 86, 87, somewhere in there, warmer toward the south. The feels like number 90, 92, 93, so not super crazy, but getting on up there to where you can tell it's got the summertime feel. As we look at the radar shot, it is mainly empty for now, but you can see crossing over the state line south of Columbus, a thunderstorm there. So just to show you that the potential is there for something to pop up tonight. I don't think we're going to see a whole lot. Having said that, we are in a low end level 1. Stop me if you've seen this before. So this is just in case we were to see something from the Storm Prediction Center. We don't issue these. This would be for gusty winds or hail. There's another one for tomorrow, a low end level 1. And just to cap off this stretch on Friday, we have a level 2 in place as the final kind of line for this swing. Will roll through with at least some thunderstorms in there. Let's take a look at future view. Shows as we go through tonight, again, a blip or two. This is the small rain chance I'm talking about there. As we go forward into tomorrow, this will get us out into around lunchtime. We could see a couple of showers or rumblers trying to fire up on into, again, we've had some computer issues this afternoon. As you can see, I checked it a minute ago, all was fine. Let's see if it'll catch up to itself here. I know it's kind of confusing looking, but this gets us into around 4 or 5 tomorrow afternoon. Getting a little bit busy looking there, so some rain, some rumblers. And then as we head on into 7, 8 o'clock tomorrow night, this is still riding toward the east, 9 o'clock, toward midnight, and then clearing it out. And then Friday, this could be the last show for this, again, this pattern. This is Friday afternoon, 3, 4, 5 o'clock. This is at level 2 here, so gusty winds possible into this time Friday, and then clearing as we go into Friday night. And then that should do it. The long-range models agree that Saturday looks good. Yay! As we go into Sunday, the same kind of thing, 10% chance just in case the Euro's right and there's a sprinkle nearby as we go into Sunday night. Next week, looking hot, but also looking dry. And it's not that we want rain to go away forever. It's just these incessant waves of thunderstorms that get all these Storm Prediction Center outlooks thrown all over the place out here. So we'd like to back off of that. But 2 more days of at least the potential for some storms.
Hi, thanks, Ben. The housing market cooling off, even in once booming neighborhoods. Why some owners are now struggling to sell, and what that could possibly mean for prices around the country.
Don't let a clogged drain clog up your life. For a limited time, we are offering our expert services for $93 to clear your exterior main line, or the visit is free. That's right, $93 or it's free. Ricky Heath, serving Middle Georgia for the past 36 years.
If you're someone suffering from neuropathy, you may be experiencing burning, numbness, and tingling in your legs and feet. You may also start feeling pins and needles and start to lose balance, which is going to affect your ability to drive and to walk. No matter what the cause of your neuropathy is, there are 3 common factors: lack of blood flow, lack of oxygen, and lack of nerve innervation. Many people are very frustrated with their diagnosis because they go to the doctor and the doctor tells them the same thing every time. You have neuropathy, here's the medication, and you have to live with this the rest of your life. I want you to know that there are solutions out there and we may be able to help. If you are tired of the medications that only mask your symptoms, and you are actually ready to try a proven treatment protocol that will not only stop but reverse neuropathy, please, I urge you to pick up the phone today. My name is Dr. Chris Jackson. I'm a board-certified doctor of neuropathy. I want to help you change your life and get it back again.
Save big on Toro mowers at Macon Outdoor Power's new location. Take home a Toro and mow like a pro for only $79 a month. No money down and 0% financing. Visit us at 5020 Mercer University Drive.
Spring into a new Honda at Hughes Honda. Right now, lease a 2025 Honda Accord SE for only $329 a month. Hughes Honda, home of the lifetime powertrain warranty.
You should be driving a Honda from Hughes Honda.
Here at Ricky Heath, we've proudly served Middle Georgia for 2 generations, providing exceptional service, handling any plumbing, heating, and cooling needs within our community. For a limited time, get our $59 AC tune-up special. When you want it done right, choose Ricky Heath.
Are you ready for cash and prizes? I'm ready. Oh my God. Are you ready to see this? The best part of this show is giving away all the money.
Next Jeopardy!
You held a birthday party once for a fictional character.
I'm just trying to think about how to describe it without sounding too cool.
Now, can she celebrate her own story with a win?
Watch Wheel of Fortune and Jeopardy tonight on 13 WMAZ.
The once hot housing market in places like Florida's Gulf Coast now struggling a bit. As Christian Benavides explains, it's a combination of factors that is making it difficult for homeowners to sell.
Florida resident Darlene Strange has been trying to sell her mother's home in Fort Myers since November of last year.
Is it disheartening?
Yes, it is. It makes me wonder, is it ever going to happen? Here's the second bedroom.
Realtor Angie Ramos says at least 6 of the properties she has listed have been sitting on the market for far too long.
We've seen a lot of price reductions. Things are selling, but not as quickly as, as one would want to.
In Southwest Florida, inventory's up. House prices are down year over year, and it's not the only market seeing a slowdown. It's an about face for regions that recently saw houses selling at record highs, particularly across Florida and Texas.
It was moving right along. I mean, like one thing after another. I mean, we were selling.
Cape Coral, Florida had the biggest price drop in April year over year, followed by Northport, Florida, Austin, Texas, Tampa, and Lakeland, Florida. Still, high interest rates, skyrocketing home insurance, and elevated listing prices are among the reasons inventory isn't moving. Strange needs to sell this home to pay her mother's assisted living expenses.
How much longer can you afford to not sell this house?
Yeah, that's the problem. We're getting into the point where if something doesn't happen within the next year, it would be a scary situation.
While the spring buying season got off to a slow start, it's become a tale of two cities. In parts of the Midwest and Northeast, the housing market is still highly competitive, with home prices on the rise. Christian Benavides, CBS News, Fort Myers, Florida.
A new study from research firm First Street predicts that changing weather conditions could drive home foreclosures up over the next decade. Weather-related disasters like floods, even wind damage could account for 7% of foreclosures this year, a number that is expected to jump to around 30% by 2035. Still to come, 5 things at 5:30, 5 stories you need to know. Right now, though, it's our video of the day. Nearly 200 Marilyn Monroe lookalikes made a splash at an Irish beach, donning blonde wigs and swimsuits for a charity swim near Dublin. The event raised more than 33,000 euros for women's cancer care, hosted by the Mater Hospital Foundation. Organizers say the goal, speed up diagnosis and improve treatment for patients across Ireland.
I'm David Guerrero at Amerson River Park, and you're watching 13 WMAZ.
Shop Memorial Day savings now at Walsh Honda. Lease a loaded 2025 Ridgeline RTL for only $409 per month, or get 1.99% special financing. By the Walsh way, best price in under 6 minutes at walshhonda.com.
Car wreck? No matter what time of day or where you are, if you've been injured in a car wreck, you can sign up with just a few clicks. Call us today. Let us help you get back to enjoying your life. So call us at 844-438-6453 or visit us at MikeHoscolowLawFirm.com. We can get to work today.
Shop big Memorial savings at Turner's Furniture in Warner Robins. There's 5 years, 0% APR financing. And register to win a free Queen Tempur-Pedic mattress. Shop the lowest prices on Ashley, with sofas starting at $299. 1,000 recliners in stock from $199. Lazy Boy Leather Rocker Recliner, $599. And Queen mattresses starting at $199. Most items are in stock, ready for immediate delivery. It's time to come to Turner's Furniture today during the Memorial Day sale and get better selection and best prices guaranteed.
The journey to better health starts with the right pathway. Georgia Pathways is a free healthcare coverage option designed just for Georgians. It covers doctor visits, prescriptions, and more. Healthcare coverage shouldn't be a stressor. Your path to affordable healthcare can start here. Get on the path to better health. Visit pathways.georgia.gov to learn more and apply today.
Attention! Save up to 50% at the Hot Tub and Swim Spa Blowout Sale this weekend at Georgia National Fairgrounds. Don't put off buying any longer. You can have a hot tub now. Over 50 models on display. Every floor model must go. Revolutionary swim spas that can heat or chill the water. Bad credit, no problem. 100% in-house financing, no turndowns. The Hot Tub and Swim Spa Blowout Sale in Heritage Hall at Georgia National Fairgrounds. Call 1-833-HOUR-SPAS or go to discountspas.com.
Shop Memorial Day savings now at Walsh Honda. Lease a 2025 Pilot EXL for only $489 per month or get 2.99% special financing. Buy the Walsh way. Best price in under 6 minutes at walshhonda.com.
Thanks for staying with us. A Macon credit union shut down for the day after an armed robbery this morning. It's one of 5 things at 5:30. Investigators say a woman entered the bank with a young child. The Bibb Sheriff's Office says it happened around 9 a.m. at the Robbins Financial Credit Union on Log Cabin Drive. Investigators say the woman was dressed in all black, wearing a hoodie and mask. The small child was wearing a Spider-Man outfit. A few minutes ago, the Sheriff's Office says they did arrest the woman and charged her with armed robbery, child cruelty, and other charges. They say they also located the child, who is safe. An Atlanta reality TV couple pardoned for their crimes. President Trump announced his plans to pardon Todd and Julie Chrisley. The couple is famous for their reality TV show, Chrisley Knows Best. They were convicted in 2022 of conspiring to defraud banks in Atlanta out of more than $30 million in loans by submitting false documents. President Trump made the call to their daughter on Tuesday. Internet personality Andrew Tate faces 11 criminal charges in Britain, including rape and human trafficking. His brother, Tristan Tate, faces 10 charges, including rape, human trafficking, and controlling prostitution for gain. The Tates have continuously denied any wrongdoing. The brother's representative declined to comment. The Coastal Company recalling 17 products sold under multiple brand names that may contain cucumbers from Bedner growers. The cucumbers have been linked to a new salmonella outbreak that has sickened at least 26 people in 15 states. The products include salsas sold under Giant, Weiss, and Top brands, salads rather sold under Giant, Weiss, and Top brands, as well as Created Fresh brand salads. Consumers are urged to keep a record of the products and then throw them out immediately. Former Georgia Tech star Demaryius Thomas will now be included in Denver Broncos history among the franchise's all-time greats. The late Super Bowl 50 champion and 5-time Pro Bowl receiver who played his high school football at West Lawrence High has been elected to the Broncos Ring of Fame, the team announced this week. Thomas is the 38th Ring of Famer and 13th first ballot selection in franchise history. He'll be posthumously inducted during the halftime of the Broncos game against the Giants, October 19th.
Well, nice out there. It's been quite a doozy of a pattern where, you know, if you've been around, thunderstorms just coming in waves, off and on, day, sometimes night, sometimes morning. And right now we're in a lull. 85 is the current number over downtown Macon, so very nice out there, warm. We do have dew points up some, so we do have a feels like in the low 90s mainly farther south. I'm going to say a small rain chance out there, just in case something pops up. It's been that kind of a pattern here recently. The models are not showing much of anything, but we talked about it in case something does show up. Rain and rumbles tomorrow. It looks like the radar could be a little bit active with some of those scattered showers and storms. And then one final line, at least in this pattern, for Friday that will come through as we go through Friday afternoon, and then after that we're going to set sail for a great weekend and see if we can slow some of this stormage down. 87, 88, 91 in Rochelle. Those are the actual numbers. Dew points are up. We have some green out there. We're looking at low 70s, so you factor that in. And we have a heat index of 93 in a few spots on the board. The wind, not a big player out there today, and the radar is not a big player out there today either, so it's actually getting a little bit of a break for now. We do see a couple of showers off toward the south and west. We'll see if anything pops up, see what the models have to say about it. It's on the way in a few minutes.
Hi, some breaking news in downtown Macon. You're looking at an overturned fire truck. Now, this is at College Street and Washington Avenue. If you're familiar with that area, it's near the main downtown post office along with the Washington Memorial Library. It is Macon Bib engine number 2. We don't have any details on what happened so far. Now, if you're in that area, again, College Street near the main post office and Washington Memorial Library, you want to avoid that intersection entirely. We have crews on the scene. We're continuing to work to try and get more information. We'll continue to update this story. Day 2 of what's being described as the world's largest Bitcoin conference included a visit from Vice President J.D. Vance. The VP was the keynote speaker and promised full support from the White House. Andrew Gutierrez reports from the Venetian Hotel in Las Vegas.
Vice President J.D. Vance joined the Bitcoin conference in Las Vegas to sing the praises of cryptocurrency.
We're talking about genuine, ground-up innovation, one that's already improving the well-being of tens of millions of our fellow citizens.
The vice president is the highest-ranked politician at this year's conference. President Trump's 2 sons, Don Jr. and Eric, were there too.
With President Trump, crypto finally has a champion and an ally in the White House.
President Trump was initially skeptical of Bitcoin, called it a scam, but his second term brought a change of heart. Bitcoin's value has rocketed over $100,000. It's mostly held as an investment, but major companies from Whole Foods to Amazon accept it as payment. The administration's crypto enthusiasm has raised some eyebrows on Capitol Hill. After the president hosted a dinner for his meme coins investors, Senator Elizabeth Warren accused him of corruption.
Donald Trump is using the presidency of the United States to make himself richer through crypto, and he's doing it right out there in plain sight.
Vice President Vance says the administration's biggest contribution to the famously volatile crypto industry has been rejecting regulators, and that Bitcoin is here to stay. Andres Gutierrez, CBS News, Las Vegas.
The Trump family's media company said this week it is raising $2.5 billion to invest in Bitcoin. Macon is going car-free this Friday as Bike Walk Macon invites you to skip the drive and explore new ways to get around town. You can enjoy free rides on the Macon Transit Authority buses, connect with neighbors at commuter meetups, and support local businesses pushing for safer streets. Organizers say it's a day to rethink your routine and experience the city in a whole new way.
About 50% of all commuting trips are less than 2 miles. So there's a lot of trips that could happen by biking or walking or taking transit, and we often don't choose that option. So we're hoping that by encouraging you to do it for one day, that you'll be encouraged to do it more often.
Again, you can join the car-free movement this Friday. You can sign the car-free pledge at bikewalkmacon.com. Hard to believe the Cherry Blossom Festival already 2 months in the rearview mirror. The festival is sharing its economic impact from this year. They say the festival generated $6.5 million for the local economy. They welcomed more than 200,000 unique visitors. That's a 7% increase over last year's festival. They also say it attracted more than 40,000 visitors from more than 50 miles away. Cherry Blossom leaders say the impact definitely helps our community.
It's helping our tax base, helping the economics of our community. That means money into the coffers to lower property taxes. You know, every time a visitor comes in, they leave money. and that money helps your neighbors, our friends, our businesses, and props that up, helps that grow each and every year.
The Trump administration, with changes to the COVID vaccine guidance policy, will verify what it could mean for you, and will also tell you who still will need COVID protection in the fall.
Okay, we had 65 this morning and then 84. Now, it feels warmer than that out there. Actually, at 85, but the almanac doesn't show it just yet. Coming up, probably not going to see much of anything tonight, but the next 2 days have pretty good thunderstorm chance, and then a great weekend. You'll see it all the way.
All right, next spring, Survivor will mark its 50th season, and a local contestant will be on the show. Matter of fact, he's making a comeback. We'll share the cast with you. Stay with us.
The 13 WMAZ weather camera locations are furnished by Atrium Health Navicent, Georgia National Fairgrounds and Agri-Center, the Fred Roberts and Central Georgia Technical College. Sponsored by the law firm of Westmoreland, Patterson, Mosley, and Henson.
The 13 WMAZ Plus TV app. Streaming 24/7. Local news from the team you trust. Track how the weather will impact your day. All the local news you need. 13 WMAZ Plus. Download on your TV and watch for free.
This is Jack's Country, where we wait all year for a bite of Bacon Mania at Jack's. Choose from 3 piled high Applewood smoked bacon beauties. Bacon Mania won't last, so hurry. We're Jack's, and we're all about the South.
Where does confidence come from? It's not from within. It must be pursued. Confidence is not a mindset, it's an achievement. In the GMC Sierra HD AT4X. Get 3.9% APR on GMC Sierra heavy-duty models. See your local GMC dealer.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. Why should you hire America's largest injury law firm for your case? There's a lot of reasons. When you use Uber or Lyft, you're taking a gamble. You have no idea who that driver is. Were they paying attention to their phone or GPS and not the road? Injured in an Uber or Lyft accident, you could have a big case. We became the largest injury law firm in the world for a reason. There's only one Morgan & Morgan. ForThePeople.com.
Hi, I'm Dawn.
I'm Marcelo.
With Making It Robin's Bedroom and Mattress. My husband Derek wants to go fishing, so he's put Marcelo in charge of slashing all our Memorial Day prices.
I get the top prices.
Queen and King Sealy Posturepedic models, $9.99. Queen Simmons Beauty Sleep Firm, $4.99. Bed in a box start at $149. 3 accessories with the Tempur-Pedic Memorial prices. So come see us 7 days a week, and God bless those who died, so we remain free.
Thank you.
This is Jack's Country, where we're enjoying our favorite pastime, Bacon Mania at Jack's. Try our ultimate Big Barbecue Bacon Burger, Barbecue Bacon Patty Melt, or Big BLT. Don't let them get away. We're Jack's, and we're all about the South.
A major shift in COVID vaccine guidance. The CDC no longer recommending routine shots for healthy kids and pregnant women. So who should get the vaccine this fall? Megan Bragg verifies.
This announcement comes a week after the Trump administration says it plans to limit approval for seasonal COVID shots to seniors and others at high risk. To verify what this could mean for families, we went to these sources: New England Journal of Medicine, cardiologist Dr. Pyle Coley, and Dr. Carla Robinson with Urban House Call.
In a paper recently published in the New England Journal of Medicine, the FDA commissioner and vaccine chief say they want to see data from new clinical trials that show COVID shots are still safe and effective before approving them for healthy adults and children. This requirement could limit who gets new shots each year. So why do we get yearly COVID shots? Both doctors explain how it can impact the community.
I like to tell people that it's very similar when you think of COVID vaccines and getting them regularly or annually. It's the same thing as the flu, where the virus may mutate from season to season.
Vaccinating healthy people actually even protects the most vulnerable people in society because it makes the spread of the virus less effective, less efficient. So that's called herd immunity. If people around me are vaccinated, it actually makes it less likely that I'm going to get the infection, even if I haven't received a vaccine, even if I'm a susceptible member of society.
Previously, the FDA typically approved updated COVID shots for all Americans each year based on simple tests that show they trigger a strong enough antibody response.
The recommendations are 6 months and older, you are eligible to get the COVID vaccine. And so at this point, as it stands, we still follow those guidelines. And if you're in that population, we recommend vaccination.
However, in the paper, the FDA employees argue the one-size-fits-all COVID vaccine policy approach is outdated and no longer in line with other countries. They do say, though, that drug makers can still use smaller studies to get approval for adults 65 and up, as well as high-risk children and adults.
Now, if you are concerned about your access to vaccines, reach out to your primary care provider. With your Verify, I'm Megan Bragg.
And if you have something you want verified, reach out to us on Facebook, X, or email news@13wmaz.com.
13WMAZ weather, sponsored by Bucky Holland Heating and Air.
Well, not bad out there right now. I do have on the tonight graphic in a second a small rain chance. That's just in case something were to pop up. But right now, smooth sailing. 82 in the Dublin area. That is not the hottest number. We have some above that. So again, a small rain chance, just covering the bases. The pattern we have been in here lately has just been, as you know, one swing after another of just showers, thunderstorms, sometimes this afternoon and evening, sometimes this morning. And that after Friday, we still have 2 more days of showers and storms, and then we'll get into a drier pattern as we go into the weekend. Humidity levels are up, so the heat index is up, especially south, 92, 93. It's not terrible. I mean, we can put up some numbers bigger than that once we get on into summer. The radar is empty as we look on off toward the south and west. This is the kind of stuff I'm talking about for that small rain chance, just in case something pops up. Okay, well, the Storm Prediction Center, the National Weather Service out in Norman, Oklahoma, does think at least there's the potential for something to pop up tonight. So yet again, we're in a low-end level 1, severe threat, just in case we had some gusty winds or hail. Get this, tomorrow again. All right, so a low-end level 1 again. And then before this last swing comes through Friday, we'll get a level 2 for some gusty winds on a line of thunderstorms that'll be rolling through here and then clearing out in time for the weekend. Here's a look at future view, and let's see how it rolls tonight. Again, a blip, if anything, so don't plan on seeing much of anything, but at least we talked about it in case something pops up. Here's tomorrow, noon into the early afternoon, and if this graph model's right, could get a fair amount of rain here. So we're talking 3, 4, 5 o'clock, some thunderstorms in here, sometimes just rain and rumbles as we go into tomorrow evening. Still hanging around some. The main majority has already made its way east by the time we get into midnight. And then we'll look to Friday. So this model shows maybe a sprinkle or 2 Friday morning, but it's definitely mainly going to be with the heat of the day along this boundary. So this is 2 o'clock or so Friday. And then once we get into 3, 4, 5 o'clock during this time, a line of thunderstorms in this level 2 this time. Again, gusty winds being the main thing with that, maybe some hail. And then it'll clear on out as we go into Friday night, just in time for a great Friday night. And then it translates into a great weekend. So 2 more days of this whole, man, there's another line of thunderstorms and then smooth sailing. Saturday looks good. Sunday looks good. I did have a 10% chance, I do, on the 7-day, just in case the Euro and blue is right. And we get a sprinkle or 2 as we go into Sunday night. Other than that, look at next week. Totally different pattern. We're talking about warm stuff and dry weather. So we don't want the rain to go away forever. We're just trying to get some of these just one line after another of thunderstorms, that kind of pattern to take a break. But 2 more days of it, and then we'll see the better stuff.
All right, thanks, Ben. If you're somebody who gets to the airport in the nick of time, United may not be the airline for you. The airline announced you'll have to check into the domestic flights earlier, starting next week. Check-in cutoff will be 45 minutes before departure. That's the same deadline the airline has for passengers checking luggage at the airport, but 15 minutes earlier than the current deadline for people without checked bags. Most major airlines have online check-in systems that can be used at least a day in advance, so the rules shouldn't impact your airport time management too much. 25 years, 50 seasons. The hit CBS reality show Survivor marks its 50th season with a wild cast. Host Jeff Probst revealed the list this morning.
We went from 200 on a list to 100 to 80 to 50. And then those last, 26, they were brutal cuts. And they still are. There's so many people we could have put out there, but there's only so many people you can put on the show.
In traditional Survivor style, Probst read off the names just like at Tribal Council. The first cast member announced, Jenna Face, from season 1, aired back in May of 2000. Fellow Season 1 castmate, The White Lotus creator, writer, and director Mike White will also return. And a local favorite also makes a return.
From season 38, Survivor's favorite newscaster, Rick Devens.
Rick used to be a newscaster in Macon. He now is the communications chief at Middle Georgia State University. The cast will shoot in Fiji starting next month. The show will premiere next February, season 50, on CBS and, of course, 13 WMAZ. For the first time in his life, a young New Jersey man pain-free, thanks to a new gene treatment working to cure patients of sickle cell disease. We'll tell you about this groundbreaking treatment. Stay with us.
All month, Jeff Smith Ford is offering employee pricing plus 5.9% available on select new 2025 Ford Explorers. Get employee pricing plus 3.9% available on select new 2024 Ford F-150s. For qualified buyers, restrictions apply. See dealer for complete details.
Shop big Memorial savings at Turner's Furniture in Warner Robins. There's 5 years, 0% APR financing. And register to win a free Queen Tempur-Pedic mattress. Shop the lowest prices on Ashley, with sofas starting at $299. 1,000 recliners in stock from $199. Lazy Boy Leather Rocker Recliner, $599. And Queen mattresses starting at $199. Most items are in stock, ready for immediate delivery. It's time to come to Turner's Furniture today during the Memorial Day sale and get better selection and best prices guaranteed.
Don't let a clogged drain clog up your life. At Ricky Heath, we have you covered. For a limited time, we are offering our expert services for $93 to clear your exterior, main line, or the visit is free. That's right, $93 or it's free. If we can't unclog it, you don't pay. Contact Ricky Heath Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling today and take advantage of this amazing deal. Ricky Heath, serving Middle Georgia for the past 36 years.
Would you buy a life insurance policy if you knew your rate increased every 5 years? What if $9.95 a month bought you less than $1,000 in protection? Sadly, many policies that seniors buy today fail to mention this in their advertisements. You could buy a policy that might not give you enough coverage when you need it most. Call now to receive free information on the Senior Care Plan from Senior Life Insurance Company. The Senior Care Plan guarantees your rates cannot increase. Your benefit will never decrease. There is no medical exam, and you will have lifetime coverage. You could qualify for up to $30,000 in whole life protection, and rates start as low as $5.90 a month. With the Senior Care Plan, your coverage can start immediately, unlike other policies that don't give you full coverage for 2 years. Call now for free information on the Senior Care Plan from Senior Life. By calling now, you lock in the lowest rate possible. You have no obligation. Call now.
All month, Jeff Smith Ford is offering employee pricing plus 5.9% available on select new 2025 Ford Explorers. Get employee pricing plus 3.9% available on select new 2024 Ford F-150s. For qualified buyers, restrictions apply. See dealer for complete details.
At Farah & Farah, if we don't win your case, you don't owe us a penny. Call us.
Here's a story that'll put a smile on your face. For the first time in his life, a young man pain-free thanks to a new gene treatment that helps cure patients of sickle cell disease. Jenna DeAngelis has more on this game-changing treatment.
It's a milestone moment for Gerald Corte. Ringing the bell means completing his treatment for sickle cell disease.
It just felt really great to know that that chapter of my life is over.
So happy and so thankful.
All his life, the 18-year-old has suffered from the debilitating side effects of the rare and life-threatening inherited blood disorder. He needed frequent medical care and couldn't play sports. Even the cold triggered painful episodes.
Most of the time I'll just be inside because I was in pain.
It's been incredibly painful for his mother, who lost her oldest son, Emmanuel, to sickle cell when he was 7.
It's been rough. And there was no treatment at that time.
Now there is. Gerald is the first patient in New Jersey to be treated with groundbreaking Lyfgenia treatment outside a clinical trial and following FDA approval in 2023 for patients 12 and older.
What's going on? How you feeling?
Treated by Dr. Stacy Rifkin Zenenberg at Hackensack Meridian Joseph M. Sanzari Children's Hospital.
The gene therapy treatment is a treatment where we are
essentially curing patients of their disease.
She explains doctors collect a patient's blood stem cells, which are then genetically modified in a lab. The patient undergoes intense chemotherapy before the modified cells are infused back in the body to produce new, healthy red blood cells.
Just to endure just a few weeks of pain for a lifetime free of pain it's definitely worth it.
Gerald plans to head to Penn State to study nursing and psychiatry, inspired by those who helped him.
Coming up on 13 WMAZ News at 6, a statewide group protesting conditions inside the Bibb County Jail will share their demands for change. And the Pulaski County Sheriff's Office working to reduce the number of people in custody. We'll tell you about a new program they hope will make a huge difference.
If one of these bad boys crashes into you, their insurance company is going to try to settle with you quickly, but for a lot less. I'm attorney Ken Nugent, and this is my outstanding team. Hi. We're known for moving pretty quickly ourselves. Getting your money fast is crucial for your recovery, so we go for the maximum settlement possible. Faster. How fast, you ask? Uh-oh. One call, that's all. Watch Ken go! Call Ken.com. It's payback time.
We're entering the summer of our 44th year as your Chevy dealer. I'm Haley Kay for Hamby Chevrolet, GMC in Perry, where there's a good selection of GM executive demos, including Tahoes, Suburbans, and Crew Cab four-wheel drive trucks. Hamby has financing as low as 0% on Chevy Silverados and 1.9% on Blazers. Give anniversary discounts of $5,000 on all Corvettes in stock. New or gently used, Hamby has it all this summer.
Hamby Chevrolet GMC across from the fairgrounds in Perry.
In 2018, I had an amputation and stage 4 kidney disease. We haven't had an ER visit in probably years since she started Your Health. Those ER visits have really been rough in the past. When we have an issue, we're able to call our nurse practitioner at any time. It's just a great difference in both our lives. Together, we are a little bit healthier than what we used to be.
Vehicle breakdowns happen, but they don't have to break your budget. Because Everything Breaks is a new kind of auto protection plan that gives you more. Protection against the skyrocketing cost of auto repair. Other plans charge you $150 a month. But for as little as $1 a day, Everything Breaks can protect you from huge auto repair bills you can't afford. For a free quote, call now. When Sue's alternator died, Anthony's air ride suspension, multiple repairs for Francis and William.
It's a great feeling to know I don't have to worry about repairing my car out of pocket.
You also get free 24-hour roadside assistance, free towing, and free rental cars. Plus, get smartphone coverage free.
Everything breaks, but it doesn't have to break you.
Call now for a free quote and discover how you can start saving thousands on your repair bills. Call 1-800-211-7103. 1-800-211-7103.
We pray for those who will hear and those we hope will one day listen. We pray for everyone who will bear witness and those who are waiting to see. We pray for everyone on every part of earth to know the freedom of Christ, for his kingdom to come closer than ever. Join us.
13 WMAZ weather cameras sponsored by the law firm of Westmoreland, Patterson, Mosley & Henson.
Okay, there's a 7-day. Looks like a chance of rain for tomorrow and Friday. Then we'll clear it out, so some showers and storms. 2 more days of that. Tonight's looking mainly quiet.
All right, thanks for watching. You can always catch us on 13 WMAZ+.
See you back here in a bit.
With us on 13 WMAZ+. Download on your TV, watch for free.
Every breath you take, every move you make, every day you wake, make no mistake, we'll be helping you. What we can't see is in the air we breathe. For your good health's sake, and every breath you take.
big Memorial savings at Turner's Furniture in Warner Robins. There's 5 years, 0% APR financing. And register to win a free Queen Tempur-Pedic mattress. Shop the lowest prices on Ashley, with sofas starting at $299. 1,000 recliners in stock from $199. Lazy Boy Leather Rocker Recliner, $599. And Queen mattresses starting at $199. Most items are in stock, ready for immediate delivery. It's time to come to Turner's Furniture today during the Memorial Day sale and get better selection and best prices guaranteed.
Get Mom something she really wants this Mother's Day, a new home from Wayne Fryer of Byron.
We're celebrating with incredible deals on gorgeous double wides starting at $89.9.
Whether it's a cozy porch for morning coffee or a spacious kitchen for family dinner, Wayne Fryer of Byron has the perfect home.
And every lot model sold this month comes with the works. Free furniture, decor, setup, and AC. Shop Wayne Fryer Byron today, just past the Chevy dealership.
Or online 24/7 at WayneFryerByron.com.
Spring into a new Honda at Hughes Honda. Right now, lease a 2025 Honda Accord SE for only $329 a month. Hughes Honda, home of the lifetime powertrain warranty.
You should be driving a Honda from Hughes Honda.
In a split second, I looked down at my device and my world changed drastically. Now I want people to know the real outcomes of distracted driving. Please don't drive distracted. It's a second you wish you could have back.
A message from the Georgia Department of Transportation.
Fish delish, fish delish. Giant whitefish, it's kicking. A new taste you're craving. At Pups and a side, just $6.99.
Amazing.
Captain D's fish delish.
13 WMAZ News at 6 starts now.
Hello and thanks for joining us as we come on the air tonight. We are following breaking news out of downtown Macon. A fire truck overturned on College Street near Hardeman Avenue. Maggie Fitzgerald is live right now on the scene to share what we know.
Frank, it's a really unusual incident out here on the corner of Hardeman Avenue and College Street here in downtown Macon. If you look behind me, you can see Engine 2, as part of the Macon-Bibb Fire Department, is about to be towed by one of the few towing vehicles that we have on scene here. Now, I just spoke with Chief Shane Edwards, who reported to us that every one of his firefighters are okay. 3 of them are currently hospitalized. Again, this is part of the Engine 2 force with the Bibb County Fire Department. We're still learning what led to this incident. We, after speaking with Chief Shane Edwards, we know that the crew was responding to a call that turned out to be a false alarm. But again, all of the men are currently okay. After speaking with Shane Edwards, who is on his way to Atrium Health Navison down the street, he is currently visiting the 3 men that are currently hospitalized and recovering. Again, he says this is under investigation and will give you the latest details as we learn from them tonight. We're live in Macon. Maggie Fitzgerald, 13 WMAZ News.
Hi, thanks very much. Of course, that is downtown near the main post office and the Washington Memorial Library, so you want to avoid that area. We'll continue to keep you updated as we learn more information. Meanwhile, tensions ran a little high today as protesters demanded answers about conditions inside the Bibb County Jail. We've been telling you about problems at the jail, broken locks, inmates with mental health issues, and staffing shortages. Today, a statewide group that calls itself the Human and Civil Rights Coalition of Georgia gathered outside the jail to protest. Camila Williams was there.
The protest actually started at the Bibb County Jail, demanding answers from Sheriff David Davis, and then it quickly moved its way to another location, asking for more.
All lives matter! Incarcerated lives!
The message was loud and clear from protesters outside the Bibb County Jail. About 36 people gathered asking Sheriff David Davis to address the problems inmates behind bars are facing. From bed bugs, mold, and inmates dying, people turned to the sheriff. Stephen Fawcett's mother, Paula Platt, spoke about her son's death a year ago and the conditions he faced.
My son deserved justice. He didn't deserve to be treated like trash and dragged on the ground and cussed out like a dog.
Bibb County Commissioner Stanley Stewart said commissioners are working on the problem. That prompted protesters to walk over to the Macon-Bibb Government Center to try and talk to Mayor Lester Miller.
We would like for him to come and address the public, to come up with some solutions.
but he wasn't there. Kirsten Randall's son has been in the Bibb County Jail for a year. She says he watched another inmate die.
And he watched officers push the guy back in the cell. No, ain't nothing wrong with you, ain't nothing wrong with you. My son and other inmates walked up to that inmate the next morning and discovered the guy dead. And my son said, Mama, I knew he was dead because I smelled it and his tongue was breaking. None of that sits well with me.
Bibb County Sheriff David Davis did tell the protesters that he understands that the conditions in the jail are not safe and that he is continuing to work with the county commissioners to solve the problem. In Macon, Camila Williams, 13 WMAZ News.
Now, Sheriff Davis says he is an advocate for better treatment and for better facilities, especially for people with mental health issues, so they do not end up inside his jail. More tonight's top story still to come. Right now, we're checking in with Chief Meteorologist Ben Jones. At least for right now, Ben, no storms are out there.
Oh, I know. We're in a kind of a lull for once. You know, this pattern has been so active for so many days, just waves of showers and storms, and they can come, as you know, at any time of the day. 86 is the current number over downtown Macon. All right, so for tonight, a small rain chance. I don't think we're going to see much of anything, but I put that there just in case a blip or two were to pop up. Tomorrow looks kind of busy with some rain and rumbles as we go through the day, afternoon, and on into tomorrow evening, so there could be a pretty good bit of rain there. And then one final line, at least in this swing of this pattern, okay? So we're looking at a front that'll be coming through Friday that's going to have some gusty winds, maybe a little bit of hail. And once that clears out, Friday afternoon to Friday evening, we are going to set sail on a great weekend with no storm outlooks for us, which would be fantastic. 89, 90 looks to be the highest spot. Now, we do have some humidity out there. Dew points in the low 70s, that dark green getting a little bit on the muggy scale. So the heat index 92, 93 in just a few areas, obviously not as high as what we can do once we get on into summer. So there is a look at the wind or lack thereof. And the radar, again, is empty. But it's these kind of things here. If we see a blip or two, it would be something like that, maybe toward the south and west. Big picture shows most things are quiet. Atlanta with a little shower. All right, so coming up in a little bit, we'll take a look at storm chances for tomorrow and Friday, and then a great weekend. It's up in a few.
I like the sound of that. Thank you, Ben. If you work in one of Georgia's public universities and you still work from home, well, get ready to head back to the office. Pandemic-era remote work policies are ending. That means employees at schools across the state, like Middle Georgia State University, must return to campus full-time. Hunter King's in studio tonight to break down the potential impact. Hello, Hunter.
Hey, Frank, that's right. University system leaders say that they need staff back on campus to better serve students and families, but the mandate is creating both logistical headaches and philosophical debates about how work should be done. And according to the Atlanta Journal-Constitution, this stems from a statement released by the board. The change affects thousands of employees across Georgia's university system, and I talked to some administrators at Middle Georgia who didn't want to go on camera, but they warned that some staff may quit rather than return to the office. According to the AJC, colleges like Georgia Tech are scrambling to find space for everyone. Enrollment grew so much that they've already converted a theater into classrooms, and parking is another challenge, with permits costing employees $800 annually for already crowded lots.
People should at least meet the minimum requirement. I'm the type of person who believes you should also go a little extra. Be willing to do more than is required of you. I've tried to always do that on my own job, is to go above and beyond what the job required.
Universities plan to phase in the changes over the coming months with full implementation by August. Workers who refuse to comply could lose their job as the university system takes a hard line on what it calls a return to normal operations. Frank?
All right, Hunter, thanks very much. We were unable to reach the Board of Regents today for comment. Continuing coverage tonight, more than 95,000 Georgians are serving time in local jails or state or federal prisons. That's according to a group called the Prison Policy Initiative. That means the state has the nation's fourth largest population of people behind bars. In Pulaski County, new Sheriff Wayne Wiley is trying to keep those numbers down with a new program. Shalene Arif explains how it works.
Pulaski County Sheriff Wayne Wiley says his jail has 42 beds and most of them are filled right now. He says that's largely due to mental health and addiction problems. Now he's got a plan to reduce that.
This will help tremendously, I think, in the long run with our inmates, with the drug problems and the mental health issues, things like that they can listen. That's the main thing, is someone that will listen to them.
Once a week, peer support specialists from Community Service Board of Middle Georgia go and listen to inmates. They call it Jail InReach. They listen and counsel the inmates on addiction recovery, parenting skills, rejoining society, and more.
I was in addiction for over 10 years, a cycle of going to treatment, relapsing, going to jail, and just cycled over and over.
Callie Lee, peer support specialist, also manages the InReach program. She says they connect with inmates because they see addiction as a disease and not a moral failure.
The inmates love having that interaction and really seeing that lived experience and hope that they can find recovery like we have found as well.
Wiley says he's already seen how it helps inmates by giving them a personal example of what life can look like after lockup.
It's important because it gives them the counseling and the direction that they need to go in upon release once they get out of jail.
Reporting in Hawkinsville, Celine Air, 13 WMAZ News.
Now, Lee says they serve 16 counties and they have Jail InReach programs in 9 of those counties. New tonight, we have learned the Bibb County Sheriff's Office arrested a woman they believe robbed a West Macon credit union. The Robbins Financial branch on Log Cabin Drive shut down for the day after 37-year-old Sydney Lachey Bryant allegedly entered with a young child and robbed the bank. She's now facing 3 charges, including armed robbery. Carmen Brown shares more.
It's the kind of crime that stops you in your tracks. A woman, a child dressed as Spider-Man, and a bank robbery. Sheriff's Office says that played out Wednesday morning just after 9. They say a woman dressed in all black, hoodie up, face masked, walked into Robbins Financial Credit Union off Log Cabin Drive. She was carrying a small child. They say she allegedly handed the teller a note saying she was armed. Moments later, cash in hand, the woman left with the child and drove away in a white Nissan. The sheriff's office says no one was hurt and did not say how much money she got. Customers were left shocked.
And the police turned me around at the door, told me I couldn't come in. So I know it was a robbery. So I just went to the teller and just left.
And all day long, people have been pulling up to the bank only to find a sign on the front door that reads closed due to an emergency. Now, while the lobby might be off limits, as you can see, people are still able to use the ATM out front.
After searching for hours, police later arrested 37-year-old Sydney Lachey Bryant Wednesday afternoon near the 4300 block of West Highland Drive. Bryant now faces 3 charges: armed robbery, cruelty to children in the first degree, and willful obstruction of law enforcement officers. According to the FBI, there were just over 1,200 bank robberies nationwide in 2023, a decline from previous years. And over the years, very few were committed by women, just 7% in 2016. In Macon, Carmen Brown, 13 WMAZ News.
Brian is currently being held at the Bibb County Law Enforcement Center without bond. The sheriff's office says they also located the child. The child was safe and unharmed. State leaders want you to be on the lookout for a fake test that asks for money. Next at 6, we share how you can avoid falling for a DMV scam.
This is Jack's Country, where we wait all year for a bite of Bacon Mania at Jack's. Choose from 3 piled-high Applewood smoked bacon beauties. Bacon Mania won't last, so hurry. We're Jack's, and we're all about the South.
You live for the open road, and we've made it easy to get there. During the Employee Pricing Plus event, get employee pricing on new vehicles at 5-Star Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Macon, Warner Robins in Milledgeville. This month, get $13,000 off a new 2025 Ram 1500 or a new 2025 Jeep Grand Cherokee, just $34,571, including our exclusive lifetime powertrain warranty. Plus, we'll buy your vehicle with our seamless process and competitive trade values. Visit any of our locations today at drive5star.com.
The H&H Memorial Day Pool and Spa Sale is here. Giant 24-foot pools start at just $29.99. Get the best prices of the season on all round and oval pools. H&H has a huge selection of 4-model spas. Premium Dynasty spas are $2,000 off May only. And get over $800 in free upgrades with every spa purchase. Create your own backyard oasis at the H&H Memorial Day Pool and Spa Sale. Since 1987, H&H Truck and Outdoor.
Summer starts here at Lowe Toyota, and we have everything you need to get you where you want to go.
Like pre-owned vehicles, local trades, certified pre-owned Toyotas, new Toyotas. Try before you buy at our Toyota Rent-A-Car Center or trade and upgrade. We'll pay you top dollar and get award-winning service no matter where you bought your car. Rent, lease, buy, sell, finance, trade, upgrade, and more.
Let your summer start here at Low Toyota in Warner Robins. Drive home happy.
This is Jack's Country, where folks get to work before the rooster. So rise and dine on our ultimate Big Bacon Breakfast Sandwich with 6 slices of piled high Applewood smoked goodness. We're Jack's, and we're all about the South. Little late, buddy.
13 WMAZ weather cameras sponsored by the law firm of Westmoreland, Patterson, Mosley & Henson.
Welcome back. If you received a text from a phone number or an email you don't recognize posing as the DMV asking for money, delete it. The Georgia Department of Driver Services wants to warn you about viral scam texts that are going around. Naomi Washington is in studio tonight with tips on how to avoid that scam. Welcome, Naomi.
Frank, yeah, I actually got the text on my phone this morning. In it, the scammers claim to be the Georgia State Department of Motor Vehicles, which is an agency that doesn't even exist in Georgia. I spoke with the Georgia Department of Driver Services today on how to avoid the scam. The Georgia Department of Driver Services says they've gotten many calls over the past 2 days. Spokeswoman Susan Sports says it's because of this text going around.
It is confusing, and I see why people are like, oh, I wonder what this means. Let me try to check it out. But just delete it, delete it, delete it. It's a scam.
The text is urgently asking for payment on an outstanding traffic ticket. It threatens to suspend your vehicle license or registration if you don't pay. And it includes a link that looks like a real Georgia Department of Driver Services link.
Driver Services isn't going to contact you and ask for money or any confidential information. If you contact us and ask for help with something, we'll contact you back with information that you provide to us, but we're not going to randomly contact you, and we're absolutely not going to contact you randomly and ask for money.
These types of text scams are becoming increasingly more common. Back in March, we told you about a wave of texts claiming unpaid toll violations that were flooding Georgia drivers' phones. Jason Blankenship with the Better Business Bureau says his staff received phone calls since mid-January about that scam. He advises drivers who received those texts to immediately block the number and report it as junk. And Blankenship is encouraging drivers to go a step further and report the scam.
We would love to have a report of it, and you can do that on our Scam Tracker website at bbb.org, and we share that information with the FBI.
Sports says another sign that these texts are a scam is when you see a lot of typos. Again, if you got this text, don't delete it and do not follow the URL link where they're asking for payment. Frank?
Naomi, good information. Thanks very much. Concerned Georgia drivers should also check their driver's license status only on the official website of the Georgia Department of Driver Services.
The soccer state championships are continuing here at Stratford. I'm Sammy Costas, live at the Eagles Nest, here from the latest Central Georgia team taking the pitch for the season finale next.
I got one of those texts today. I did. $9,000 later, I figured out it was a scam, and I deleted it. 84 it was the high today, or not even the high. We've been at 85, some numbers above that. The bigger story is rain for 2 days and then a great weekend. I'll show you coming up.
Shop Memorial Day savings now at Walsh Honda. Lease a loaded 2025 Ridgeline RTL for only $409 per month or get 1.99% special financing. Buy the Walsh way. Best price in under 6 minutes at walshhonda.com.
At 5-Star Ford Warner Robins, we're proud to be the only Ford dealership in the area to be given the 2024 President's Award for customer satisfaction. And to thank you, we're rolling out some of our best offers yet, like employee pricing on new vehicles, or get over $13,000 off new 2024 Ford F-150s, or drive home a new 2024 Ford Bronco Sport for just $27,900. And every new Ford comes back by our 5-star lifetime warranty at no extra cost. Award-winning service, unbeatable deals. 5starfordga.com.
If you haven't called Senior Life Insurance Company for your free quote, you're probably paying too much. Senior Life was able to get this 65-year-old woman a $10,000 immediate benefit whole life plan for under $41 a month. She saved over $450 a year by choosing Senior Life. Some competitors cost twice as much. This 65-year-old man was paying almost $110 a month before he called Senior Life. We were able to cut his rate to $52, saving him almost $700 a year. These low rates are locked in, and so is the coverage amount. Hundreds of thousands of seniors have taken advantage of our low-cost plans built with seniors' budgets in mind. We saved this couple almost $1,400 a year with more coverage compared to what they were paying. Call now to find out if Senior Life Insurance Company can cut your rate in half. The quote is absolutely free. Switch to Senior Life and stop paying too much. Call now.
Shop Memorial Day savings now at Walsh Honda. Lease a 2025 Pilot EXL for only $489 per month or get 2.99% special financing. Buy the Walsh way. Best price in under 6 minutes at walshhonda.com.
Now, the 13WMAZ Sports Report with Sammy Costas. Sponsored by Farah and Farah.
It's time for your nightly dose of sports at 6. I'm live at Stratford where the Eagles are soaring to state. I caught up with the boys in blue ahead of the big game on their home field. Tonight, they're hoping to defend their title.
The Stratford boys won the state championship game last season. Now the Eagles are looking forward to making history.
Getting goosebumps just talking about it, and we're not even there yet. I think we're ready, and we're loving every moment of it.
A win against St. Anne Pacelli would earn them the first repeat since the program started.
But the overall goal and the overall intensity, the overall mindset, nothing of that has changed, and I think we're going to be ready.
My dad played here, and he won 2 state championships, but he never won back-to-back, so it would be pretty incredible to go back-to-back.
Several players on the team this season aren't just upholding the Stratford Eagle legacy, but their family ones too. The Flournoy, Horn, and Shaker brothers are all following in their father's footsteps.
They get to watch us, and they kind of sit together, and so it's kind of cool. They're a family up in the stands, and we're a family on the field.
Something different for the squad this time around, the maturity level. The seniors have really stepped up to guide the younger classmen.
These seniors, they're a special group. They pull us together even into the tightest of situations.
And instead of bonding with our best friends, we had to step into a leadership role where we were mentoring the younger class.
Yeah, it's been a lot of coaching and helping out with them, but it's made us better and more unified, I think, as a team.
The grit and determination was shown in the last-second win against Calvary Christian in the semis. Brady Flournoy scored the lone goal with only 45 seconds left on the clock.
Running to the stands, running to the camera, running to each other, we're going to remember that forever. And the ball being played back in and seeing the ball rip through the back of the net, that's one of the greatest moments of our lives. And we're going to cherish that as a team forever.
At this point in the season, mindset can be make or break.
Every game is a physical battle and a mental battle. And I think those two things is exactly what we need to focus on. We've spent all year focusing on the physical battle of every game, and I think we've done a great job, but I think now it comes down to the mental battle.
The game is set to kick off at 7 o'clock. The Stratford Eagles playing the same team as they did last year, but we'll find out if they can come away with the trophy for the second time in a row tonight. The latest on that game at 11. Live in Macon, Sammy Costas, 13 WMAZ Sports.
The 13WMAZ Sports Report, sponsored by Farah and Farah.
Experience is priceless. But there's experience in being a lawyer, and there are life experiences too. You got to have both. There are a lot of good lawyers out there, but the real question is, are they good enough to take time to listen? Are they good enough to treat you with dignity and respect? In other words, are they good enough for you? When we say we're old school, but not old fashioned, we do things in a timeless, classic way that our clients really appreciate. It doesn't get more fairer than that.
Employee pricing is going on now, Middle Georgia. Ask Jeff Smith Ford about thousands below Employee Pricing Plus special interest rates. Jeff Smith Ford is now offering Employee Pricing Plus 5.9% available on select new 2025 Ford Explorers. Get Employee Pricing Plus 3.9% available on select new 2024 Ford F-150s. For qualified buyers, restrictions apply. See dealer for complete details. Your new Ford is waiting. Visit us in Byron or check us out online at jeffsmithford.com.
Summer's here, and with a new Toyota, you can start it with a splash. With a play date at a park. Or at a party with friends. Or at an epic water balloon fight. Gotcha!
Right now, get 4.49% APR for 36 months on a new 2025 Toyota Corolla. That's just 4.49% APR on the Toyota Corolla.
Your summer starts here.
Toyota, let's go places.
Calling all of Middle Georgia. 5-Star Chevy GMC is proud to announce our Military Appreciation Month. This month, shop over 150 new vehicles, like a new 2025 Chevy Silverado starting at $36,900. Plus, this month, secure a low payment of $369 per month on a new 2025 Chevy Trax. And every new vehicle comes with our exclusive lifetime powertrain warranty. Join us in thanking those who serve. Visit 5-Star Chevy GMC today. 5starchevy.net.
When weather impacts Central Georgia, we know you count on our team of meteorologists to prepare you and keep you safe. That's why we use weather impact alerts to give you a heads up when it's time to stay weather aware about conditions that could affect you and your family.
We'll break down when it will happen.
We'll explain how it will impact you, and we'll let you know what you need to stay safe.
Keeping you informed, that's our #1 priority. That's weather coverage straight from the heart.
13 WMAZ weather, sponsored by Bucky Holland Heating and Air.
All right, great things going on out there on the sky cams. We are partly cloudy and dry. It has been quite the active pattern where every day has had us in some sort of a risk category for a strong to severe storm. We're technically in a low end level 1 right now, but there's nothing out there. Small rain chances in play just in case something wants to stop by and say hello. All right, so low 80s, mid 80s, upper 80s, and 90. That's the kind of number profile we have out there, and we do have some humidity. So we're looking at dark green, low to mid 70s for dew points. That means you factor all that in, and we do have a heat index that's not crazy. Oddly, a 77 in Unadilla right there for a heat index. Not sure what's going on with that one, but there's a look at the radar shot. We talked about rain possible, not a great chance, but you can see some stuff toward the south and west here. Atlanta's had a couple of showers up that way as well, too. So again, not looking for a lot, but you may see a little bit of something as we go on through tonight. And there is the aforementioned low end level 1 storm outlook tomorrow. Stop me if you've heard this. We're in another one. And once we finally get the back end of this pattern on through here, we're going to get a level 2 for Friday as the front's coming through that's going to clear this pattern out, but it's going to do so with some thunderstorms coming in. So I'll show you what I'm talking about. Here's tonight, a blip, if anything at all. And then tomorrow could get a little bit busy on the radar. There's around noon to say 1 to 2, and then there's 4 or 5 tomorrow afternoon. So no need to water the grass here. Obviously, this pattern we've been in. There's tomorrow evening. Some of these storms could have some gusty wind or a little bit of hail in there. Again, it's not a huge severe threat. And then kind of passing through as we go into later tomorrow night. This will take us into Friday morning where there's a hint at maybe a sprinkle. That wouldn't be the part we're looking for. It would be in the afternoon with the heat of the day, as you can kind of get an idea of where a front's going to be here. There's a northwesterly breeze coming in behind it. So some of these could have some gusty wind, maybe a little bit of hail there. And once we get into this time Friday, it's probably already passing through, leaving places like Dublin as we go 7, 8 o'clock, just in time for a great Friday night. And then it will set sail then on a great weekend, as you can see here, Saturday. Been the first weekend in a while I've been able to say that. Saturday's looking good. Having said that, though, Sunday I did put a 10% chance in just in case this Euro is right and we see a little sprinkler too as we go into Sunday night. Next week, pattern's looking dry. It's starting to heat up. So June's coming in with a different plan, but at least the next 2 days, still a few showers and storms in the afternoon and evening, and then we're going to change the tune. Coming back after this.
Lease a 2025 Pilot EXL for only $489 per month now at Walsh Honda.
Most of the time, you just don't know how badly you're hurt following a wreck.
It can take a while.
Before the insurance company tries to trick you into taking a small supplement,
call us. Dozier Law Firm. We're here to help.
Spring into a new Honda at Hughes Honda. Right now, lease a 2025 Honda Accord SE for only $329 a month. Hughes Honda, home of the lifetime powertrain warranty.
You should be driving a Honda from Hughes Honda.
Let's settle this. If you've got serious wreck injuries and the insurance company is saying you don't need a lawyer, you most definitely need a lawyer. I'm attorney Ken Nugent. With me on your side, you'll land on top with the best settlement possible. We come to you within 24 hours, or you can easily sign up online. Make no mistake, if you want a sweet landing, I'm the one for you. One call, that's all.
Call Ken.com.
Good call.
City of Hope. We're more than just. For over 100 years, we've been making breakthroughs, pushing the limits of what's possible, targeting cancer at the molecular level, pioneering treatments used worldwide. At City of Hope, your entire cancer-fighting team is bound together by a single mission: to cure your cancer. And now City of Hope is closer than ever, creating the cures of tomorrow for patients in Metro Atlanta today.
Wednesday morning, we're going to share just how much money the state's lost since people started reporting EBT thefts. That and more on 13 WMAZ Morning and streaming on 13 WMAZ Plus.
It may be shocking, but it's true.
The insurance company doesn't really care about you.
But at the Dozier Law Firm, we do.
We're here to help.
Thanks for watching. You can always watch our newscasts on 13 WMAZ Plus. We'll see you back here at 11.
CBS Evening News coming your way right now. See ya.
From CBS News headquarters in New York, this is the CBS